The cash-strapped North Korean regime has been seeking relief from sanctions crippling its economy. And while the Trump administration is firm on keeping sanctions in place, some are expecting at least a minor agreement on the issue. Our Soo-young reports.
Since 2006, the UN Security Council has been scaling up its sanctions on North Korea to punish the regime for its nuclear and missile development and its provocations. The sanctions aim to squeeze Pyongyang's main sources of revenue through trade embargoes and the freezing of assets and financial transactions. Tougher measures in recent years have banned key North Korean exports, including coal, seafood and textiles, and have introduced a stringent cap on North Korea's imports of refined petroleum. A ban on the regime sending workers overseas deprived it of a source of hard currency. These global measures have been backed by independent sanctions from governments around the world. These include the United States, which over the decades has invoked numerous embargoes on trade and transactions, as well as limits on international aid and funding for the regime. However, if the talks in Hanoi between the US and North Korean leaders go smoothly, some say it's possible there could be a small but promising agreement to ease the sanctions.
Depending on the progress towards denuclearization, I expect they might say something about postponing or easing the US or UN sanctions.
The Trump administration has said there won't be sanctions relief without denuclearization. But experts say possible concessions could include easing restrictions on humanitarian aid or providing indirect relief.
It will happen. It will take some time to implement with all the Treasury regulations and all that stuff. And likewise with the UN Security Council, it can be done because the Permanent Five will concur, Russia and China in particular. So they'll deal with humanitarian aid, opening of liaison offices. Logical sanctions will be lifted, but they're not the kind of thing where the president can say that maximum pressure is a thing of the past.
Observers say it's likely that the North will push for ways to ease UN Security Council sanctions in order to kickstart projects with South Korea, namely resuming tourism to Mount Kumgang and rebooting the Kaesong industrial complex. Soo-young, Arirang News.